All right, guys, let's dive right into it. Welcome to everyone. I hope everyone's having a great day. I am Jason there on the left, and we are lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist, and so much more here at Brilliant Directories. David, thank you for taking the time to join us in today's webinar.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Wow, 2 webinars, 2 weeks in a row. Really looking forward to this one. We didn't do a tip of the week last week. We went straight on into the Q&A after the updates. So we got a great tip of the week to make up for it this time around.
Yeah, I got to say last week's webinar was great with all the questions everyone was asking, really constructive stuff. Great to see actually people working on their sites and trying to find workarounds for some of the things they're looking to accomplish with their business goals. With that said, want to recommend that everyone subscribes to the Brilliant Directories YouTube channel. You can take a moment right now and go to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube. It's a great way to get updated with our newest tutorials, tips of the week, training seminars, and of course the Webinar Wednesday replays. So we definitely invite you and encourage you to join and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And one of the main benefits, we are streaming live on YouTube Live right now. Hi there, everyone in YouTube land. One of the benefits is that immediately after the webinar, we have the replay video ready to go, and we'll be posting that shortly after in the Brilliant Directories Facebook group. And again, we invite you to join us there. If you're not already part of that community, you can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and click on the blue join button there. All are welcome. Lots of constructive conversations there. Ask questions on how to grow your membership site, how to work some of the features in the Brilliant Directories platform. I'm in there myself, and I see a lot of the people in the webinar here are part of that community, so we definitely invite you to join us there. And actually, hot tip, here's an incentive to join the Facebook group. We have an iPad giveaway. This month, we'll be announcing the winner on Monday, May 1st. Let me share the link. All you have to do is comment on this post here. So if you're not a member, join the group and then head on over to this link here and just leave a comment with the color iPad you'd like us to send you. Right now it's up to 323 comments. You just need to comment once. So you have basically about a 1 in 300 chance to win an iPad. And we'll have some other giveaways that day as well on May 1st. So definitely look forward to your participation with the iPad giveaway. And we have a great turnout for today's webinar, especially a lot of new names out there. Welcome Mercure and Mark and Just, nice to see you. And Michelle, I've seen you in a few webinars before. But just a little bit about Webinar Wednesday. You know, week after week, we're pushing lots of updates and new features into the platforms. Some of them are small patches or fixes and things like that. But in the webinars, we like to share with you some of the features that can actually help you grow your community, provide you with actionable steps, things such as how to increase your website traffic, which today's tip of the week is going to directly talk about that, converting visitors to members, identifying revenue opportunities, and much more. Also, collecting email addresses is today's tip of the week. So if you're working on your membership site and you have questions on these topics or anything else, we'll try to get to as many questions as we can in just a little bit down the line in the webinar. So please save your questions and we'll do our best to get to everyone today. Okay, and I know it's only been a week between this webinar and the previous webinar, but we do have some significant updates to share with you guys today. I'll breeze through these because the tip of the week is going to be, I'd say, an intermediate level as far as skill level, but I think it's going to be really high value for a lot of the users here. So the first one at the top of the list, a few weeks ago, we introduced the ability to import posts like blogs, events, coupons to your site with a CSV file from the admin area of your Brilliant Directory, similar to how you import members to your site. Well, now you can import posts from ZAPIER, or we're working with Pabbly to get it working there, but right now it is working with ZAPIER. So if you have access to RSS feeds or third-party sources where you have access to post data, it could a Google Sheet, you can now populate your site using ZAPIER. I'm not going to dive too much into this, but here is a workflow in ZAPIER for those of you who are familiar. And if you're doing a Brilliant Directories action for the event, I'll just type in post here. You'll now see 3 new events for post: create post, delete post, or update post. So based on the data that's coming in from the feed, you can create, delete, or update posts on your Brilliant Directories website. We will cover this in a future tip of the week because it's going to be super high value to quickly populate your site with content from other sources. All right, this next one here is just a small workflow fix. If you're using the Download Digital Products add-on, when the product is free or $0, it was still prompting the user to have a credit card on file. Now there's no need to do that for your free products. Just side note on digital products, it's been a little bit on the back burner, but we are looking to have coupon codes available for digital products and leads and other one-time purchases on the site coming soon. Right now, coupon codes just work with member signups and member upgrades. So it's still on the roadmap, and we look forward to getting that out to you guys soon. Importing posts, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, we created the ability to import posts with a CSV file, and now with ZAPIER. However, there was a limitation. It could not fetch the feature image from the third-party source and add it to the site. Now there is a method. We have documentation on it. When you're importing posts, you can now also fetch the feature image, and that's going to work automatically soon with ZAPIER as well. So you'll soon be able to populate your site from those third-party feeds, and it'll automatically add the images. Right now, the step is you import the post, and there's another step to just go and fetch the images. But with that second step now, your imported posts will have their respective images complement them. Also in the vein of posts, we're going Post Mania. If you're using the RSS feeds for post add-on, you always had a URL for the RSS feed of a post. So if you had blog content or event content, you had an RSS feed URL. However, it did not include the post image in the RSS data. The main reason we started with that is the majority of readers sometimes have an issue when an image is included. So what we've done now is created an alternate RSS URL. It's RSS/image. We'll talk about it in today's tip of the week. And that is going to include the post's image. And it's a great, it's honestly, it's so awesome what we're going to show in today's tip of the week, but it really makes the RSS feed a lot more robust, including that image. So based on the reader that you're using, you'll have two options for an RSS feed URL to use. All right, this next one is also related to workflows. If you're using the easy coupon codes, when users were entering a coupon code on their sign up page, they had to click with their mouse the apply button. I'll show you an example of what we're referring to here. So users would have to use their mouse and click the apply button. Now they can enter the code and hit the enter button on their keyboard, which is very common for a lot of people to do. And then it will try to apply the promo code. So just an easier workflow for users and give them two ways to submit the promo code they're trying to redeem. All right, this next one's related to speed. We made an update to some of the Facebook login code JavaScript. We've improved the page loading speeds. This JavaScript was pretty heavy for websites, but now it's a bit more optimized. And if you're using Facebook login or register with Facebook, it shouldn't slow down the pages where that code is loading on. And then lastly here with Google Maps, we did some small logic updates so members in smaller towns can be found more easily. Some smaller towns weren't registering as cities in the Google Maps databases, but we found a way to kind of rope them in under that umbrella so members will be found in smaller towns. It was only in some certain cases, but this should allow more of your members to have more visibility throughout your site. Also coming soon, the ability to edit the join date of members. You'll be able to do one-offs or bulk edit. So if you're importing a bunch of members and you want to change their join date to a date in the past, you can now do that. We are releasing better logic and more robust searching for the dynamic filtering with regards to the member search results page. We'll also do a tip of the week down the line on that. The reason I like that one so much, it really creates more of like an Amazon filtering type that we're used to on the sidebar. It'll be for your members, but it should make it a lot more robust when searching for members. And then in the month of May, we are looking to, we've mentioned this in the past, also it's been on the back burner, but we're going to give it a little priority this coming month. A better and smarter workflow when scheduling and sending your email newsletters from inside the Brilliant Directories platform. And to accompany that, we're going to include better stats and the ability to segment members based on their actions with the email. Like if they opened it, clicked on a link, or didn't open an email, you can segment those people. And if you need to email them again or do something with them, you'll be able to do so. In addition to that, tons more speed, security, and quality of life features coming down the line. As always, thank you guys so much for your suggestions. 90% of our updates come from your support tickets, Facebook group discussions, and requests. So hats off to you guys for helping us make the platform better. Before we dive into the tip of the week, if anyone wants to raise their hands and ask questions or make a comment about any of these on the list that you see in front of you, we could take a moment and get a comment or two in here now. All right, no worries. I know it was a lot to digest, and most of it is self-explanatory. Lots of things coming down the line soon. And with that, we'll segue to the tip of the week. David, if it's all right, I'll pass it over to you. And we have an amazing automation hack, auto-send newsletters from your website's posts. So with that, if it's all right, Dave, I'll pass it on over.
Absolutely. This is a topic that comes up quite a bit. Being able to send email notifications to our website's members, newsletter subscribers, when new content has been published to our website. Obviously, this is pretty simple to do in kind of one-off email newsletter blasts through the BD system when you do publish new content, but it is a bit of a manual process doing it that way. So with this presentation, we'll kind of be showing how to set all of that up so it's all automated. It's all done with recurring emails. Your subscribers and members are always kept up to date with new content that's being published on your website. And this all works through your website's RSS feed. We're going to be using a email marketing platform to send out these email notifications to our members and our subscribers, but the content that's being put into those emails, it needs to come from somewhere, and so it's going to be coming from our website's RSS feed. So first, what is an RSS feed? RSS, it stands for really simple syndication. It sounds a little technical, but basically it's a simple, as the name suggests, standardized content distribution method. Still a little technical, but basically it's a way for your website to automatically broadcast notifications when new content has been published to your website. So the RSS feed is basically like an XML file. It'll automatically and dynamically be updated as new content is being published on your website. So if you're publishing new blog articles, your members are posting new events, your website's RSS feed, it will automatically be updated to reflect that newly published content. And then you can use a variety of tools for a bunch of different methods of reading that data that's within the RSS feed and display it in a very user-friendly way. So in this case, we're going to be using an email marketing platform to grab that RSS feed from our website and then parse through the data that's in that RSS feed so that we can show the newly published posts in a really clean format within the newsletter and then send that out to our members and our newsletter subscribers. So that actually leads us into, well, what's an RSS to email campaign? As I mentioned, these will be automatic email updates that are going to be sent out to anybody who subscribes to this list. So it could be our registered members on our site. It could just be newsletter subscribers. Basically, whoever subscribes to this list, they'll be receiving these automatic email updates when new content has been published to our site. Again, it could be new blog posts, articles, events, coupons, property listings, anything like that. So this is a really easy way to alert our audience and really keep them engaged as soon as new content has been published to our website. And it's not a manual process. This will all be automatic as we show later on how to set this up. And you can choose what frequency these emails get sent out to our subscribers. It could be daily, weekly, monthly, but basically the new content that has been published, it'll be included in this email and it'll get sent out to the folks who have subscribed to receive these emails.
And what's cool about a lot of these solutions that take your RSS feed and send an email out, when it's daily, weekly, or monthly, it checks for new posts based on the last time the email campaign was sent. So as an example, if an email was sent, if it's monthly and an email was sent last month, it's not going to include any posts that were earlier than that time period. So it's pretty intelligent and smart, and it knows how to read what is a quote unquote new post on your site. So members don't get sent the same post data 2 times.
Amazing. And really quick, before we dive into kind of how to get all of this set up, briefly going over some of the primary benefits of having this RSS email campaign set up. I believe we've actually used this first statistic in a few tip of the week presentations already, but this one's from SendGrid. 74% of consumers actually do prefer to interact with brands through email rather than a variety of other channels. And in this case, we're going to be basically keeping our subscribers, our members, up to date with the new content on our website through email. This will allow us to form stronger relationships with an already engaged audience, because we're not sending these email notifications out to a bunch of random people. These are people who have chosen to subscribe and receive these updates, so they want to see the content that's being published on our website. We're just making it easier for them by delivering it straight into their inbox, which should hopefully help to increase our website's traffic. We're not relying on our website visitors, our members, or general users to continually come back to our website on their own. As soon as something new has been published, they can see that in their email inbox, and then whenever they have the time, they can click the link in the email to view the post that they want to check out on our website. It's also an efficient and relatively cost-effective marketing tool, especially compared with other marketing tactics like, paid online ads. There's really no fees associated with this other than whatever fees, whatever marketing platform you may be using has. So there are some free options. Others are pretty nominal, somewhere around maybe as low as $10 a month. So this is a really cost-effective way. And the big selling point here, again, is that this is all automated. We can set it and forget it, and we're not relying on our users to remember to come back to our website to check to see if there's been anything new published. We're letting them know, hey, here's all the new content that's been published within the last week. Click here to read this article. Click here to read that one.
Yeah, I think part of cost effective here is the fact that it's automated, because if you had to do this manually, that's your time, and your time is money. It's time that you could be spent on other activities for your business. So marrying the idea of cost effective and the fact that this is automated really makes this a hands-off approach to marketing and creating an engine that not only captures email addresses on people who are browsing your site or members who want to receive these compelling updates. You should make it compelling to receive these updates with your call to action to sign up. But then they're just automatically going to start getting emails from your website, granted that you are adding posts to your site, you or your members.
And so what's actually required to get all this going? All we need are three things. You need the RSS feed for posts, add-on for your Brilliant Directories site. If you have the VIP add-ons club, you already have this. This basically, just automatically creates that RSS feed file that we're going to be using to automate the emails here. So then we also need an emailing service. There's a bunch of different email marketing platforms that you can choose from. Basically, whatever one you're using, it just needs to have the ability to create email campaigns from an RSS feed. MailerLite, Sendinblue, Campaign Monitor, Constant Contact. The majority of them do have this ability. We'll be using MailerLite in this case. And then we also need to use an integration platform. We've shown a lot of how to do these sorts of things with Zapier in the past. In this case, we're going to be going back to Pabbly Connect, showing how to do it in there. Really simple, but you could also use Zapier, Integrately, or any other webhook platform.
Yeah, it's just a few things to piece this together, but after that, you should be off to the races.
And now the basic setup steps. So this is kind of the recipe that we'll be following to get all of this set up. On the Brilliant Directory side, we'll want to create a really simple opt-in form, where somebody can just put in their email address, maybe their name, whatever other information you want to collect from them. And then they can select checkboxes for what content they want to be kept up to date with. Maybe they only want to receive email updates for our industry news articles, but they don't want to receive email updates for the events that are being published on the site. So they can choose actually which type of content they want to receive email notifications, email newsletters for. We'll place that form in a widget, and then we'll add that widget somewhere on the website. I believe in this case, we'll be showing how to add it into a sidebar. Then on the email marketing services side, so again, MailerLite in this case, that's what we'll be using. We're going to create different groups for subscribers based on what content they are subscribing to. So, we'll have one group for people who want to subscribe to be notified of articles. And then we'll have another group of people who want to be notified when new events have been published on the site. And then we'll set up those email campaigns, those automated emails based on the specific RSS feeds for those different kinds of posts. Really simple, sounds more complicated than it is. And then in Pabbly Connect, again, you could do this with Zapier or Integrately. Basically, we'll connect that Brilliant Directories form, that new form that we're going to create. We'll connect that using a webhook. Then we'll connect MailerLite, since that's the emailing service that we're going to use in this case. And then we're going to set up what Pabbly calls routes. In Zapier, they're called filters, basically just identifying which types of posts the subscribers want to be emailed about. And then we turn on the workflow and we can basically forget about it. It's kind of a self-automated system at that point.
And we'd like to show you how we set all this up. David, how do you think we should proceed? Because I don't want to skip a step here, but I want to do it as efficiently as possible. Should we start at step one on the Brilliant Directory site, or should we show the end result in MailerLite of what these emails start looking like?
I think let's kind of show how it all works first by doing a quick example, see those subscribers get added into MailerLite so we can kind of have a better understanding of what the end goal is, and then we can go through this checklist.
I think that's a great idea. So guys, follow along with us. Also maybe you don't want people to subscribe to different types of content. You just want to send your website blog articles as the RSS feed, not the events your members publish or the job listings your members publish. Obviously, user-generated content can be dicey sometimes. It's not as complete as the content you add to your site. So don't feel that you need to allow members to select different types of content to subscribe to. It could just be your website's blog updates or just the content your website, you, the owner of the website, is adding to the site. So just a little note there for you. So let's head on over to this site here. Okay, so here's a demo site we have, and here's an opt-in form we created. We just we'll show you how we did it, but we just created a new form. We removed the phone number in the message field, and then we created a checkbox. Here we are giving people the option if they want to subscribe to upcoming events, or also to blog updates. Depending on your site, if your site is location-based like Selwyn Connect, I know that Colette's on this webinar, maybe you want people to subscribe to events or news or job listings or all of them. When your site is niche or location specific, it's pretty simple what the categories or buckets might be for this. If your site is just for one industry and all you have are member listings and your blog and nothing else on the site, then obviously people would just be subscribing to the blog articles on your site. But in this case, we'll select both options, and we'll do webinar test at test.com. Oh, that's the name. That's the email. Let's put this in the email, and we'll put a webinar JSON here as the enter name, email, and we'll subscribe now. And we should just get a simple message that says, success will notify you whenever new posts are published. Great. So if we go into our MailerLite account and we go to subscribers, and actually I'm really impressed with MailerLite and how they handle emailing and scheduling and things like that as a third-party solution. So here is our webinar test. A new subscriber has been added. You can see a few other tests we were doing here. And if we go to groups, we've created two groups, website blog subscribers and people who want event updates from our site. So we selected both of those. So let's click on this group and this group. And we should see webinar test is in this group. And also webinar test is in the event updates. Webinar test is in this group. So we can see that from our Brilliant Directories form, those emails and names are being added into MailerLite, and they're being added into specific groups. And then I'll just show you quickly to send the RSS feed, and we'll get into how we set this up. So we have two campaigns running. One of them sends an RSS update of our website blog articles, and one sends updates from our newest events posted to the site. And if we click on review here to the group, event update subscribers. So only people who have subscribed to event updates will get our email that has our newest event posts in them. And in this case, we're sending, we'll get into the details of that, but we're sending these once per week. And again, David, just because I want to make sure I'm concise, where do you think we should go from here?
I think let's start on the Brilliant Directories side, since that's some of the simpler stuff to get going.
All right, let's start with the form here and how we created that. We'll just create an alternate form and put it in the sidebar here. So what we did is we went to Tools and Form Manager, and we created a form called Subscribe to Updates. What we actually did was very simple. We just clicked New Form, and I'll put Webinar in front of this one. Webinar, Subscribe to Post Updates, and we'll save the changes. So we just created a new opt-in form for our site. And I'm actually going to remove a few fields from this. So when you start a new form with BD, maybe you're creating a form for a landing page. This is good to note. I just start you off with some basic form fields: name, email, phone number, and message, and the title. So we'll call this opt-in form. You probably want to do something snazzy. Actually, let's do that. Like, love what you see. Get weekly updates delivered to your inbox. All right, so we updated the title there. We'll hit Save Changes in a second. We're going to remove the phone number field. Of course, you could keep it if you wanted to collect more data. And we'll remove the Enter Message field. And instead of Submit Message, we'll change this to Subscribe Now with an exclamation point, and we'll save the changes. So what we did is we removed a couple fields. We changed the form title, and we also changed, let this load here, we changed this to Subscribe Now. This might be a little long, just to show you an example of how you can make it compelling. And now in the Edit Form settings, so when the form is filled out, a pop-up message appears. We can actually change what we want it to say. We could say like, super duper, you're subscribed. Did I spell that right? No, there we go. All right, so you can update the message here. So now we've created the form. We've updated the pop-up message to kind of be a little more friendly in when the action the person is doing. And that took just about a minute or so, but we'll just give this a moment to save the changes. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is copy the shortcode. This form is done. And what I want to do is I want to pop it into a sidebar on my site. So in order to do that, it's a two-step process is the best way to do it. I like to put it in a widget and then put the form in a widget and put the widget in a sidebar. So I'm just going to create a new widget here, and we'll call this Webinar Opt-in Form. And I'll drop the shortcode in here, and we'll just leave it at that. I do like to, I know I have a way to style it. I'll actually share this with you guys in the chat. We're going to create a setting for this one soon as well, so you don't have to do this. We're just going to put the form shortcode inside of a div module. It gives it a nice white background. I'm going to put this in the chat if you guys want to wrap your form in a similar module here, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, that's in the chat, and we'll save the changes. So now we created a form. Now we put the form in a widget. Let's put the widget in a sidebar. So we're putting this in the post search results sidebar. This is any coupons, events, and whatnot. So let's edit this sidebar here, post search results. You might want to put it on the post detail page. That's when you're actually looking at a specific post. And we'll just search for opt-in form, webinar opt-in form. I'll put this one at the top of the page. Here's the one we created before. So now we're actually going to see two forms here. And if we refresh the page, we now have our form here. Love what you see, get weekly updates. That should have an S there, pardon me, delivered to your inbox. So we put the name, email. Now this form isn't doing anything besides saving the submissions in your Brilliant Directories website. So what we want to do is use Pabbly now. That's the integration platform. And what we want to do is anytime this form is submitted, we want to add those users, integrate the Brilliant Directory submission with MailerLite using Pabbly. Again, this works with ZAPIER. A lot of you are familiar with that. So I just want to show you the steps so that you can send these form submissions, this data, into MailerLite, the emailing platform, using Pabbly Connect. So I guess, Dave, would be a good time to create a new workflow for Pabbly?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Did we also want to add any checkboxes to this form?
You know what? Let's actually do that. We can see here that this is just subscribing. Well, let's leave it like this now. Let's add the checkboxes at the end and show people how they can do that. Or actually, let's do it right now, actually. That would be a good idea. Let's go back to the form here. We can see here's the form. And under the email field, let's add a field. And we'll add a checkbox field. And we'll do upcoming events. And we'll do new blog articles. And I guess we can do coupons as well. New deals and coupons. And this would be great for a local directory site. If you have local deals and coupons, this would just work right out of the box here. And let's give the field label a name. Let's see what we wrote in the other one here. We said receive updates about. That was a good title for that section. And we'll save the changes. Okay, great. Let's take a look at the form here. Now, again, you don't need to have those options that we just added, but if you want to give people the options and you're going to create email campaigns for each RSS feed that corresponds to these, you can do so. And we're going to show you how to find the RSS feed for each one of these and some RSS feed hacks, including how to get a feed just for a specific user on your site, and also with some search criteria for locations, categories, and other things. So here we go. We have this form here. Now let's connect it with Pabbly. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new workflow, and we're going to call this webinar opt-in to posts, post updates. And honestly, between MailerLite and Pabbly, this really couldn't be any easier. So with Pabbly, we create a new workflow. We're going to use webhook. And what we're going to do is copy this complicated URL here, copy that. And we're going to go back to our Brilliant Directory site, and we're going to hook Pabbly with our form submissions. So what we're going to do is go to Developer Hub in the admin area, and we'll go to webhooks. And we're going to create a new custom webhook right here in the top right. And we can choose from one of our custom forms. So webinar, subscribe to post updates. That's the form we just created for this webinar. So any form submissions, we want to create a webhook. And basically, if you're not familiar with webhooks, it basically takes any data that is submitted from a form on your site, and it allows you to send it to a third-party platform. And then that third-party platform can do whatever it wants with that form submissions data. So this webhook nickname will say webinar post data opt-in. Okay, and we'll just save that. Description will do the same. So we've created the webhook event, and now we're just going to search for it. We'll type in webinar post data opt-in. That URL from Pabbly, we're going to copy that, and we're going to paste it right here under the webhook link and turn the webhook on and save the changes. Believe it or not, now we're done. Anytime that form is submitted, the data is now going to be sent into Pabbly. In this case, we're going to sync it with MailerLite, but you can send that to Google Sheets. You can send it to any other CRM platform that you use, whether it be Mailchimp, HubSpot, Constant Contact, any thousands of platforms. But this form is ready to go. So let's actually do a test submission and see if Pabbly picks it up. So we'll do JSON test 1 here. And we'll do an email, jason@jason.com, and we'll check all these boxes here for now. And I've been doing this a lot, so it wants me to choose motorcycles and bicycles. There we go. So subscribe now. And I click that. Pabbly's looking, waiting for webhook response, and it just got it. So now anytime that form is filled out, the data will be sent into Pabbly.
This is a good point to bring up a question from Nadine. She was wondering if instead of creating a custom form to do all of this, if you could just use the default newsletter sign-up form.
You can use the default newsletter sign-up form, and I think that's a great suggestion. You would just, and let me go to your webhooks again, and let's type in newsletter. And here's your newsletter sign-up form. That is a default event that we have here, so you don't need to create a new webhook. You would then just paste the webhook link and turn it on here. So Nadine, great point there. Any of the default forms on your BD site, the majority of them already have an event that is used for them, so you could just use that here. So great question. All right, so now we know that our form and Pabbly are hooked up. Anytime something's submitted, it gets sent here. What we wanted to do now is the router. And the router is really cool because what we're going to do is see what they checked. Did they check upcoming events, new blog articles, deals and coupons. So we can see here what they checked. And what we can do then is we're going to create a router, and based on what they checked, we're going to add them to the respective group in MailerLite. So if they want event updates, we want to add them to the segmented group in MailerLite who should receive event updates. So let's create a route. And we actually have 3 routes because we have 3 options here. Let me go back to the previous page. And here's that message, right? Super duper. So we have upcoming events, blog articles, and deals. So under the routes, let's set a filter and then an action step. So it's going to filter to check something, and then it's going to do something. In this case, we're going to filter. We're going to check our webhook, and we're going to check the what they want to subscribe to. And if it contains the word event, we're just going to save that. And if it contains the word event, what we're going to do is an action, searching for MailerLite. Now we're going to actually send people to MailerLite. And the action event, we're going to create or update subscriber. And let's connect our MailerLite account. Ours should already be connected. If you're not connected, it'll just prompt you to enter like the login for your MailerLite to sync it with Pabbly. So here we go. We have this, and we can continue. Let's save that. Okay, so it's going to create or update a user. So for the email, we want to actually map this to the email that came from our webhook. And we can see here, jason@jason.com. It'll be dynamic, so it'll create a subscriber with that email. Let's see here. Okay, we want to set the status as active, and the groups, we're going to have to create another group. We save that for the webinar. In this case, these are our people who clicked on the event checkbox. And we can just, I think that's it for here. Active, dynamic email, and event. Let's save and test. It's going to let us know if this person would have matched. And yep, okay. So this person would have passed. So we can close this one. And let's do route 2. And again, if you're not having people subscribe to different feeds, you can kind of skip this step and just go straight into sending people into MailerLite. So in this case, again, now this is going to be the blog articles. So we're just going to say if what they selected in what they want to subscribe to contains blog, we'll save that. And what we're going to do is, again, select MailerLite and create or update subscriber. Connect our MailerLite account for this action. Hit save. And we're going to exactly repeat that process. But in this case, instead of the event, so we're going to click map here. We don't want it to be static. We want it to be dynamic, the email. We're going to change the group this time to the blog group. And these will be active, and the group will be website blog subscriber group. And we can save this. Don't forget to save it. We've closed this before. They should have the save buttons here, but they're way down here. Save. We don't want to close that. Okay, now we can close it. Now, for the third one, we have not actually created a group in MailerLite for our coupon. So let's create a group. And we're going to call it deal and coupon updates email. And we'll create that. So we have a deal and coupons update email. So we'll go back to Pabbly now. And if we set up the third route here, we're going to create this. And if the what includes or contains the word deal, we're going to save that. And then we're going to do MailerLite and add them to the coupon group that we have just created in MailerLite. So create or update subscriber. We're going to connect our MailerLite account. Choose this again. Save. Perfect. We're going to map this. Delete the email here. And we're going to select the dynamic email, the inquiry email address. And from here, and again, a lot of this is repetitive, but once you set this up, you're going to have an automated engine that basically emails people to things that they want updates about. So in this case, it's going to be the deal and coupon update emails category. And what's cool is we're going to set up this email with you guys next. So let's save the changes here. Okay. And we can close this. And actually, we're done in Pabbly now. So we connected the webhook. We'll close this. And then based on what they checked, we did a little, if that field contains a keyword like event, deal, or blog, we add them to a group. If they've checked all of them, they will be added to all 3 groups. And here is a pro tip, actually. If they don't check any of them off, One thing is we can make it a required field, but if we want to kind of skip that step, what we can do is we can add an or condition, and the or condition would be if that, the trigger, if the what do you want to subscribe to, if it's empty, which means they didn't check anything off, it will then also add them to this group. So you can do this for all three of them. And if they haven't checked anything off, we can probably assume they want to be subscribed to all of them. Or if we have like a main default one of just our website updates, we may want to just do this for that one. But just to keep in mind, if they did not check any of them off, you can do an is empty here. But you can also make it in the form a required field. But again, if we just want to remove friction and roadblocks from the process, we can just let them click or not check any of those items. Okay, so we've created the form on our BD site. We have created groups in MailerLite. We just create groups and give them nicknames. And in Pabbly, we have created a webhook. It captures the form submissions, and we are doing routing. So based on what they want to subscribe to, it's going to add them to the groups in MailerLite. Perfect. So let's go to campaigns. And this is really where the magic happens. So let's actually look at this event one that we created, and then we're going to create one for the coupon. So let's cancel sending here because it's kind of live right now, and it's going to take us into an edit mode. So we can go to RSS settings, and you can see here, this is how you get the RSS link for your site. And you're going to want the one in this case with RSS-image. So you can go to any of your post types. As long as you have the RSS add-on on your site, you can go to events and then do /RSS image. And what you'll see if you put that in Google Chrome, it doesn't work in Firefox, but you'll see a bunch of data here. And you don't need to know exactly what's happening here, but basically this is a feed of all the events on your site. And readers like MailerLite or other RSS feed readers, they take this data and they can present it to you in a coherent fashion. So what we've done is we've entered the RSS feed URL here for events. And this is really cool. When should we send this? And this is why I love MailerLite. They really made it easy. You can do daily, weekly, or monthly. Just depending on how dynamic the data is on your site, maybe weekly or monthly might be good. And you also don't want to spam people who are subscribing. So unless it's super high value daily content, you might want to just send this weekly. And in this case, for the events, we're going to send it on Monday. And actually, for the blog one, we schedule to send it weekly on Wednesday. So if someone is subscribed to two of them, they're not going to get multiple emails the same day. We stagger them throughout the week. Just depends on what strategy you want to use for deliverability. And then you can choose the time of day to send it. I think there's somewhere in here to set your time zone and whatnot, but you can send it. So in this case, for events, we're going to send it every week, Monday at 8. And let's go to the next step here. And what we can do is we can edit the subject, and most importantly is the content here. Let's go to edit content. This is the fun part. This is what we've come here to see, is what's going to be included in these emails. So this takes a second to load here. So this is actually pulling the events from our website. Let's go there together and go to the events search results page. And we just quickly populated this with 3 events. So we have a Beverly Hills Real Estate Conference, a private evening with Chef Curtis, and a tour of Los Angeles. So if we come back here, we can see that it's created an email newsletter. This is just a template. Remember, it's dynamic. It's going to change every week, depending. It's going to check if there's new content, and then it's going to include it here. So we can see here that it's creating the newsletter for us. Also, what I like about MailerLite is they have great blocks here. It's great inspiration. So you can actually, because you know this is about events, you can add a title here, and you can say upcoming, click here, and you do it here, upcoming Los Angeles events, or if you really want to get their attention, you could do hot Los Angeles events. And also, if we click back here, there are some items. You can choose how many items you want to show. In this case, this site only has 3, but you can choose how many newest post items you want to show in a newsletter. It lets you go up to 50, so you can really have good control with that. And then in addition to this, if we click on settings here, what I like most about this is you can choose the layout. It does this one with like a main one on top and then 2 below, or you can do all of them like this one up here. And this is how your newsletter would automatically be sent out to users who subscribed using that form. I kind of like this little one here. It does a showcase and then 2 smaller ones. And then of course you can add things underneath here for people to join your social. So this really is a way to stay engaged automatically, bring people back to your website, and also give them more calls to action to interact with your community, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, etc. Also, what I like about MailerLite, we checked out a ton of them, and this one actually was the most user-friendly. You can choose what you want of the RSS feed to show. It's a little limited, but it's exactly probably what you need. So if you just want to do excerpts, it just shows a small snippet of the content from the beginning of the post, description, and you can do excerpts plus feature image. I like this one the most. You could just do titles and image, so it removes the excerpt, so it gets a little tighter here. You can see it's just a title with an image. This could be preferred. It looks good as well. And then let's see here. You can also do full content, which it basically doesn't do an excerpt. It just shows the entire post information in here. This would be good if you're doing one. So if you have like one update from your website, this could be a daily update where it's just one post from your website and it's the newest one and it's content you're controlling, not member generated, because again, what members add to your site could be a little wonky. But if you know the content is quality and you're confident about it, you may want to just send an entire article to them in the newsletter. So a lot of options here. I do like the excerpts with feature image there. And then in addition, there are some checkboxes here. If the post had a category, it's not clickable, but it does display it there. You can hide it. You can choose to show the published date or not. There is no author actually right now. There's a design for a divider between them. That's nice. And also the read more link. And what's nice about the read more link is you can change the text here, say, click to view article as an example. So you can have a little bit of control over this and you're basically done. This is your email that will go out. And again, you can add content above and below the dynamic data that's going to be sent from your RSS feed. So we can click on done editing here. And what we've done is for this one, this is the events one, we've selected that this only goes to our group event update subscribers. In this case, we have 6 people, so only the people in this group will get this email. So you have your form on your BD site, people choose the content they want delivered to their inbox, and you've created a group for them and a corresponding campaign that will send that group the email. So we'll just finish this one. And what we do need to do now is actually create one from scratch for our coupons, which was a new group that we created. So we have our website blog updates event. And what we'll do is we'll create one for the coupons. And then I'm going to show you some hacks and workarounds to really manipulate the RSS feed and what you can do with it. So let's create a new campaign here. And we'll call this coupon updates email. And here's where you can create a regular campaign. In this case, we're going to do an RSS campaign. And we'll save and continue. Okay, subject line, we'll say like trending deals in Los Angeles. We'll just say that that's the directory view now. So that'll be the subject. And we'll use a little emoji here. Okay, great. And that's all fine. We'll go to the next step. And it wants us to provide the RSS feed URL for our coupons. So we can go to coupons. This is our search results page, and the RSS feed with images is /RSS-image. And I just copy this and I paste it in there. And in this case, maybe we want to do daily deals, right? Maybe we are actively publishing good daily deals to our site. So maybe we want to send this one every day. Or if it's daily, you can choose specific days of the week. Again, another reason why I love MailerLite here. We just discovered this, and it's such a cool tool. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and only show only the new posts. So it'll always do a check before sending a newsletter that when it's time to send the newsletter that there are new posts since the last newsletter was sent. So again, your members only get the freshest content from your site, and they're not going to get emails with empty posts in them. So here's the fun part. We didn't do this in the last one, the drag and drop editor. Let's hit continue. They also have some pre-made templates on how the articles should look. I like this one here. And from here, what we're going to do on the left-hand side is actually just choose one of the RSS blocks that they have available. Let's see if they start us off with one. So they start us off with some static content here, a bunch of stuff. Again, we can change this stuff or we can just delete it. Let's delete this image here. We'll keep the header here. We'll keep the call to action. And if we go to RSS, we can choose the type of look we want here. I'll just choose the RSS list here and put it in between the call to action. And there we go. So look, it automatically grabbed our newest coupons here. So like a Groupon site or something like that, it's not exactly the same functionality, but again, if you're a local directory or an industry-specific directory, this could work just like right out of the box for you, and your members would love getting this, and your competition is probably not doing this. So we could update the title here. Here are your daily deals, and save that. And again, if we click on the RSS block here, we can choose how many items we want to show. This site only has 3 coupons, but again, you want to be tasteful here. You want people to be able to digest what they're receiving, and you don't want it to seem like an email that's too long, so keep it concise. And under the settings here, again, I do personally like the layout with the 2 smaller ones underneath. However, in this case, 3 streaming like this works great. And yeah, maybe we want to just do title just to make it shorter. Title and featured image, and we'll go ahead and save those changes. Now, after we do this, because this is our first time setting this up, it's going to ask us who should receive these daily deals emails. And of course, we created a specific group right here, deal and coupon updates email. Let's add a subscriber into here just to start it off. Let's fill out this form real quick. We'll do coupon, subscriber is the guy, coupon at coupon.com, and we'll only subscribe to the deals and coupons one. And we'll hit subscribe now. Okay, super duper, you're subscribed. So if we come back here, let's refresh the page. So we have 6, 3, and 0. Let's refresh this. We should see 6, 3, and 1, and we do right there. And now, okay, because it was 0, it wants there to at least be 1 in the group to start. It doesn't want it to be empty. Now we can continue here. So you can see here the person works really quick with Pabbly. That's wonderful. And next review. And honestly, I think we are done. Now anyone who subscribes on our site, we could schedule this to be live. It'll send based on the times that it says here, next email will be sent. It'll check for new posts, of course. Next email will be sent May 5th. Next email will be sent May 1st. And again, we have this lead magnet basically because those emails, yeah, they're subscribing, but we can remarket to them beyond the updates that they're getting from the auto post there, from the post email. So I know this was a lot to cover. I did mention this was an intermediate skill level, not because of its complexity, but because there is a lot of point and click that you need to do in each step of the setup. But we really didn't do any coding. We just used point and click for the most part and set this stuff up between the 3 solutions, BD, Pabbly, and MailerLite.
You know, Sandra said you explained those steps so much better than any email provider I've ever used. Thank you. So thank you, Sandra, for those kind words. We did, however, get a good question from Teresa. She was asking if this is possible with Mailchimp because Mailchimp's so popular. Mailchimp, we actually wanted to use initially for this demo, but we found a lot of conflicting info online about whether or not Mailchimp supported email campaigns from RSS feeds. So if you're already with Mailchimp, I would reach out to them, see if they do have it available. We weren't able to figure it out, but as you can see, as we went through it with MailerLite, it was so easy, great UI, easy workflow, great default email template. So we were really impressed with what we were able to do with MailerLite.
Yeah, Mailchimp sunsetted it. Maybe some people are grandfathered in, but they got rid of it, or you can request it perhaps. But we did find 5 or 6 other solutions: MailerLite, Constant Contact, Campaign Monitor, HubSpot, and a couple others that do support this functionality. Although it's a little rare to find it, we did find some good ones. And just to show you guys about MailerLite, let me go to account settings. I also thought it was very affordable as well for what it is. Basically, for $10 a month, you can have 1,000 contacts in here and send unlimited emails. The unlimited emails was really surprising there. So 1,000 real subscribers is a lot for any membership website. So if that's their limit for $10 a month and it's going to do automated marketing for you, it seems like a really good value there if you're going to use it like this. I wanted to show you guys a few workaround hacks for the RSS feeds. So just to show you, a good way to find your RSS feed URL is go to the post search results page like /coupons. And then what you're going to do is type in RSS image. And that is going to be, if you come to Chrome, you can see all the gobbledygook here of what your RSS feed includes. So if there's stuff here, it means it's a valid feed. So here's the cool part. So if you do a search on your site, for example, we'll search skydiving and we'll do search now. Okay, so we found one post in our search results that has skydiving. If we take this, the question mark, the Q equals skydiving, it's basically doing a search for the word skydiving here. We can put that at the end of our RSS image URL, so coupons /RSS image, and then the keyword, right? So I'll hit enter here. And we can see there it got shorter here because there's only one post related to skydiving. However, for your site that might have like wedding, or something a little more broad, and there are a lot of posts on there, you could create an RSS feed, or you do have an RSS feed that you can create just for that one keyword. Same goes with location, and same goes with category. So this is in category 2. Let me clear the search here and just search category 2 and hit search now. So there's only one here. So I'm going to copy this question mark, category 2. And it's going to be the same result. It's just that one, but you can put it here and we can see that it's just that one poster. So if there were multiple posts in category 2 or whatever your category was, for example, if you have a post stream for weddings and the category is musicians or bands, you could then have a stream of that. I'll give you another tip here that you can do with the RSS feed. You can also do a like coupons question mark category 2. You can also search for a specific user's posts on your site. So this was posted by sample member 3. What we just need to do is get their ID number. So the ID for this member, well, corresponding it is 3. So if we did coupons and user ID equals 3, we would see this user has actually published these 3 articles here. Okay, so this is how you can do this. So then you take this question mark user equals 3. If we come back to our RSS image URL here and do question mark user ID equals 3 and hit enter, now it's a little larger because it has 3 posts in there, 1, 2, and 3. So that's coupons, the RSS image. So those were several things you can do to get more granular RSS feeds from your site. Now, I'll take it even a step further. Your site has an additional RSS feed. It won't show on search results, but it actually exists as a feed. What you can do is just do your website and just do RSS image, and I'll hit enter. And what this is all the posts of your website. It's the entire post feed of your website, events, blogs, coupons, all in one. So let's actually take this RSS image and put it in MailerLite, and let's put like 15 results into the email campaign. So let's go to campaigns, and we'll just mess around with the coupon ones we created. We'll just set this back to cancel sending, and we'll go back to editing this. So in MailerLite, you can go to RSS settings if you need to change the RSS feed. And instead of just coupons RSS image, we'll do the website /RSS image, which is all the website's posts. And we'll go ahead and save this. And if we click on edit content, we're going to see not just coupons, we're going to see events, blog articles, and any other content that's on this demo website that we have for the webinar. It's the magic of the RSS feed here. And okay, so here we go. Let's actually click on this and increase this to, I don't know how many posts are on this site, but probably just 9 or 10. So if we scroll down now, we can see the discussions are here too. So, the discussions are there, the website discussions, and we can see events happening. Here's the blog articles and more. So that'll grab everything from your site. And then lastly, one more thing you can do, which I thought was really cool, is you can do that same thing, do RSS image of your site and put the question mark user ID equals and the member's ID. And this is a stream of one member's all their posts from your website. So this is one member's posts and it's all their posts, events, blogs, coupons, property listings, etc. But now you have a feed of just that member's posts that they added to your site, all their posts that they ever added to your site. So you might want to promote members with this, offer it as a boost, offer to aggregate this for your members, or just encourage your members that they have an RSS feed from your site from all their posts and show them how they can advertise their RSS feed or utilize it to populate their own company blog so they don't have to do double work. They could just publish on your site and then have it aggregated to other sources. But this is a way to get all the posts of a single member for your site. And also the keyword search works here and some other things as well. I think it's like 99% stable there. We tested a bunch of stuff. But with that, what we can do is go to, I'm going to lower everyone's hands. Colleen, I'm going to lower your hand here. If you have questions, please re-raise your hands now and we will get to you and see if we can help you out. If you have a comment or question, we'll be happy to handle those right now.
Did have a good question from Dave. Asked this a little bit earlier, but now is a good time to point it out. He was asking if there's a library where they can see all these training videos. They're all up on the YouTube page. We're a little bit behind on uploading the recent tips of the week, but those will be up shortly. And then they're all also in our blog.
Yeah, I'll share the blog here, link in the chat, and I'll also share our YouTube channel here, Brilliant Directories. And also don't forget to subscribe to the Brilliant Directories YouTube channel as well. We have Rich asking, just tuning in, could this be used for members receiving alerts for new members joining in their sub and sub-sub categories? You can create a webhook when members join your site and also know what categories they are joining. I don't think members have an RSS feed just now. It's just for posts. However, we can explore, and let me just triple check before I misspeak here, that members don't have an RSS feed just yet. So let me go to a member search results page and we'll type in RSS. There is no feed for members. That's actually a great suggestion for now. It was just more direct to have it for posts, but we can definitely set that up for the member search results, and then it'll work with the corresponding search criteria. So based on the sub-level category, you could then create feeds for them. So support RSS feeds for member results pages. Thank you, Rich. Good suggestion there. All right, let's see, it's typed in questions. Okay, Sandra, thank you for the nice words. Do you have to do this for each subscriber? Sarah's asking. No, the point of this is it is dynamic, Sarah. So once you set up the form and the Pabbly and the emails, whether you're using any one of these many solutions that can send these newsletters, once the form is set up and the connection is synced up with Pabbly or ZAPIER, it's all automated. So you really just set it and forget it. So this is basically what you call a lead magnet. It's a method for collecting email addresses. Same as someone subscribing to your newsletter. This is them subscribing to your newsletter if your newsletter is just sharing updates from posts from your site. If you're doing online marketing, capturing emails is the name of the game. All right, and I think, yeah, we went a little over time with everything. Let me just make sure I get to everyone's questions here. I think we got to everyone. So let's backtrack just a bit. We will post a replay of this in the Facebook group. David, thank you for putting together these slides. Super high level and high power updates here. And I do want to recommend going to the Facebook group if you haven't done so and joining the free iPad giveaway. Just leave a comment here and you can join the Facebook group. Go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. We just had back-to-back webinars and tons of updates in each webinar. So again, thank you guys for all your feature suggestions and reaching out to the BD support team. We know that when you email us, it means you're working hard on your websites, and we want to be there to support you guys the best that we can. Also, make sure to subscribe to the Brilliant Directories YouTube channel. Head on over to brilliantdirectories.com. YouTube and click on that subscribe button. On behalf of myself, David, thank you so much for today's webinar. It was amazing. And the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you guys so much. It's been great being here with you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.